up to the hour. To the hour. In the vibrant heart of West Africa, we bring you the latest news with pride. Listen to Voice of Liberia News, where truth and stories collide. From the bustling streets of Monrovia to the shores of Rabosport, every headline and update, we promise to report. Listen to Voice of Liberia News is up to the hour. To the hour. In the vibrant heart of West Africa, we bring you the latest news with pride. Listen to Voice of Liberia News, where truth and stories collide. From the bustling streets of Monrovia to the shores of Rabosport, every headline and update, we promise to report. Listen to Voice of Liberia News is up to the hour. To the hour. In the vibrant heart of West Africa, we bring you the latest news with pride. Listen to Voice of Liberia News, where truth and stories collide. From the bustling streets of Monrovia to the shores of Rabosport, every headline and update, we promise to report. Listen to Voice of Liberia News is up to the hour. To the hour. From the bustling streets of Monrovia to the shores of Rabosport, every headline and update, we promise to report. Listen to Voice of Liberia News is up to the hour. To the hour. From the bustling streets of Monrovia to the shores of Rabosport, every headline and update, we promise to report. Listen to Voice of Liberia News is up to the hour. To the hour.
A pleasant good afternoon and welcome to News Live on Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Monrovia and other frequencies in Margibi and Bone counties. News Round is a 30 minutes of news and background reports of major events and analysis about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our world. I'm Mafila Kamara anchoring this edition of news. In the headlines, IMF mission evaluates financial aid potential in Monrovia as Liberian government stretches key economic reforms for extended credit facility compliance. President Joseph Parker relieves that Julius Sawulo Nelson as president of UL appoints that Asante Content as acting president, and political advisor to the president, Mandela Kopo, underscores the importance of new buses in Liberia's transportation overall. This and many, including the voices of the news, are all packaged on this edition of News Live on this radio station. Welcome back and thanks for rejoining us. President Joseph Parker has relieved that Julius Sawulo Nelson of his position as president of the University of Liberia, effective immediately. The executive mansion says President Parker, as the visitor of that to the university, took this action following several meetings with the institution's Board of Trustees and various stakeholders of the university. In the meantime, the president has appointed former University of Liberia President Ambassador Hassan Content as acting president to lead the interim management team. The board nominated Tato Content unanimously to oversee the search process for a new president within 3 months. The International Monetary Fund has dispatched a mission to Monrovia to explore financial support under the Extended Credit Facility. IMF Mission Chief Dahan King expressed enthusiasm for the visit began the evaluation process at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning.
Thank you for receiving us. It's my honor and privilege to work with you to help you start the economic development program for the new government. And today is the first day of the program with discussions. And by the end of our stay, we hope that we reach the step level agreement so that we can proceed to support the economic agenda of the new government. And then let me introduce our team briefly, and then probably everybody knows each other. Our president representative, Mr. Ida, and then the next in line is Giuseppe, but we address him as a Pino, our lead desk. And the next one is the Miguel, and he's a financial sector expert.
For his part, Finance Minister Boman Kamara voiced deep appreciation for the IMF partnership, emphasizing his role in Liberia's economic stability and development to meet IMF requirements and secure the ECF. Minister Kamara highlighted several critical reforms, including the creation of a liquidated working group, a debt management committee, and the implementation of a medium-term debt strategy and honor that's annual borrowing plans.
We're just reassuring Mr. King and the mission that we look forward to a successful mission and that we want to state that our team at the ministry has been working along with the CBL and the commercial bank in meeting some of the prior actions we discussed earlier. And just to let you know that on account of taking some practical steps and making sure that we are in compliance, we have established the following. We have the liquidity working group has been established, the cash management committee, the tax expenditure report and administrative regulations, debt management committee, the medium-term debt strategy and annual borrowing plan have all been worked on. We have the budget sector working group, and issues around the payroll is now being updated. And we'll have ongoing hair counts being done by the CSA and cleaning process is ongoing. And obviously there is a freeze on hiring until we can make sure that the payroll structure is intact. The value added tax has been passed by the legislature. And we just want to state again that the government is open to the assessment mission. And we look forward to issues that may come up. And with your help and support, the government stands ready in terms of meeting all the prior actions so that we can at least get Liberia back on track. And we just
Senate Pro Temporium B. Kanga Lawrence has emphasized the critical importance of bolstering support for civil servants in Liberia to enhance service delivery in the public sector. Speaking Monday at the Public Service Day celebration at the Ministerial Complex in Concord Town, Senator Lawrence underscored the financial constraints, corruption, and inadequate working conditions continue to hinder the effectiveness of civil servants across various sectors. Senator Lawrence further stressed the necessity of investing in the well-being of public servants, asserting that such investments are pivotal for thus building a more proficient and productive public sector. She recommended Thus, she commended the Liberian civil servants for their dedication and resilience in delivering essential services despite facing numerous challenges.
From inadequate infrastructure to limited resources, our public servants have navigated a complex landscape that often hampers their ability to perform optimally. Their overwhelming commitment is a testament to the importance and strength of our public sector, which is the cornerstone of our nation today. One of the primary challenges we face is the persistent issue of limited resources. Our public frequently operate upon financial constraints that restrict their capacity to deliver essential services. This lack of funding from healthcare and education to transportation and security, making it difficult for our public servants to meet the growing needs of our population. Addressing these financial constraints is crucial to enhancing the efficiency and reach of our public services. We must prioritize investing in our public sector to ensure the well-being of our citizens. I stand here today to pledge that the administration will endeavor to change this narrative. Furthermore, the lack of adequate training and professional development opportunities for our public servants poses a significant challenge. Our workforce must have the necessary skills and knowledge to foster innovation and improve service delivery. Continuous professional development should be the cornerstone of our public service strategy. It enables our employees to adapt to new technology and methodologies, investing in our human capital and ensure a more competent and capable public service. Corruption remains another critical challenge that undermines the efficiency of our public service. It erodes public trust and diverts much needed resources away from their intended purpose. We must strengthen our commitment to transparency, accountability, and ethical conduct in all public service operations. By doing so, we can build a public sector that is both effective and trusted by the people it serves. Combating corruption is essential for fostering a culture of equity and accountability within institutions. In addition to these challenges, our public servants often work in environments that are not conducive to optimal performance and participation.
In related development, during the ceremony, President Joseph Boakai was honored at Ceylon that Ceylon cared serving public servant, recognizing his enduring commitment to public service. Additionally, Deputy Minister for Budget and Development Planning, Daniel Brusom, and others received that's honored for their exemplary contributions as best public servant and best civil servants, respectively.
Process is open, fair, and transparent. The Civil Service Agency published a special circular. Nominations were received and thoroughly evaluated, and the best was selected on a merit-based system. And we say thank you. They ensure the smooth operation of our institutions, uphold the rule of law, and deliver crucial services to our citizens. From healthcare workers, citywide, to teachers shaping the future and security personnel, maintaining peace, their roles are indispensable. Through these, their tireless efforts, we can sustain and advance our nation. The Civil Service Agency has been at the forefront of efforts to holistically remove disparities in national payroll, significantly reduce the wage bill, and improve the performance and satisfaction of public servants. These measures will professionalize the government workforce, ensure the effective utilization of public finance, and bring integrity and transparency.
If you're just joining us, be reminded that you are listening to News Live on Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Morovia and other frequencies in Margibi and Bond counties. Top stories we are following. IMF mission evaluates financial aid potential in Morovia as Liberian government stresses key economic reforms for extended credit facility compliance. President Joseph Parker relieves Dr. Julius Sawulu Nelson as president of UL, appoints Dr. Hassan Conten as acting president, and the political advisor to President Parker, Mandela Kupo, underscores the importance of the new buses in Liberia's transportation overall. On the occasion marking the International Day for Women in Diplomacy, Speaker Fonanti Kofa reaffirmed commitment to gender equality, says women diplomats are indispensable. Celebrating the International Day for Women in Diplomacy on Monday, Speaker J. Fonanti Kofa emphasized the indispensable contributions of women diplomats in shaping international relations, fostering peace, and advocating for global cooperation. He said that dedication and unique perspectives have taken key in resolving conflicts, negotiating treaties, and promoting human rights globally. As representatives of the people, Speaker Kofa reaffirmed his commitment to supporting and empowering women in all spheres, particularly in diplomacy, where representation has been historically low. According to him, his commitment includes creating an inclusive environment for women diplomats to strive and lead, while recognizing their resilience, leadership, and unwavering dedication to advancing diplomacy and international relations. The procurement process of the recent NT8 buses has sparked controversy in the Liberia's public transportation system. The Liberia Transit Authority has introduced two state-of-the-art buses for initial testing, which started Monday of this week. These buses, equipped with modern safety features, signify a significant step towards improving Liberia's transit infrastructure, with plans to integrate over 300 additional buses within 40 days to alleviate commuter challenges and enhance travel convenience. However, the new NT8 buses has sparked controversy, with media outlets questioning the procurement process. Reports suggest that two buses with license plate number GT2416 are rebranded vehicles originally owned by Ayalulu, a state-owned Ghanaian transportation company. Since 2016, raising concerns about whether proper negotiations were made before the arrival. The Liberian Women's Empowerment Project Management Unit has kicked off its long-week national consultation and stakeholders engagement across Babulu County. It can be recalled that the Liberian government signed a 5-year US $44.6 million loan agreement with the World Bank to address challenges faced by women and girls, making them economically stable. The US $44.6 million loan between the government and the Global Bank is being implemented by the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection in 6 of the 15 counties. In Liberia, the ongoing national consultation and stakeholders engagement is taking place in the 3 electoral districts of Babolu County, which include Popolu, Pokomung, and Guemant districts respectively, and other parts adjacent. The activity kicked off on Monday, June 24, and had already completed its first engagement in Bento and Toli, Ramos-Rado County, while the Bapolu event is poised to end June 28, 2024. Speaking at the Bapolu City Hall, the National Project Coordinator of the LWEF, Councillor Margaret Nimba, thanked the stakeholders and reaffirmed the government's commitment to improving the lives of its citizens through this project and several initiatives.
To say good morning to the women and the people of Babolu County, saying thank you for showing up today for this program, and to the Gender County Coordinator and the County Coordinator of Babolu, the city mayor, the commissioner, all the people who have been working behind the scenes before we came to Babolu to make this day a success. I want to say thank you so much. And also to my team. Today we are here in Babolu to have an engagement which is basically an awareness for the LWP project. The same time, one will be camera there, I will monitor. So that one we will monitor this project. For the project, we make sure that the requirements are met. Even the institution will come, they will not just hear people because they will post on maybe the government will have an independent fund that will say that I will review it, though, but the person have met our requirements. But we'll try as much as possible to make sure that this project gets the kind of results.
In remarks, the county local leaders and other stakeholders in attendance thanked the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection for thinking about Papalo County and promised to take ownership of the project.
This is our time. Women don't make the difference. Men, thank you very much for your great chance. I know we'll make the difference. I'm so happy, my women, my children, my youth, because the youth is our strength. Anything the women do it, woman, the men are behind you, you can't carry foul. So I give 10 to the men too, because if you're not behind, we'll get away. So I have to encourage people that if we bring anywhere, I will call you behind with the color. Thank you very much. This is our place. And also tell my people that came from Monrovia, thank you, because it gave you more encouragement that will come out to do good things for our children.
I'm Sylvester Bama. I'm happy today to see women in this world because we've been advocating in the past 6 years for women in leadership. But for this government, we got full from Babylon, so thank God. And next thing I got to say, when it comes to our project, we will pray some of you will win this project to help the community people. But one thing have been scattering the group around our community is cheating.
The administration of the Liberia National Police has with immediate effect suspended 2 of its officers for 1 month without salary for abuse of authority and disobeying lawful orders. The suspended officers are Patrolman Teddy Arasi Bucknott, ID number 6315, and Capra Flomo ID number 6017, assigned at Zone 5 Base Police Station and Lofa County Detachment, respectively. According to the LMP spokesperson, Cecilia Clark, the 2 officers were seen riding on a motorbike without wearing helmets, which contravened Section 6.1.3 abuse of authority and 6.48 disobeying lawful orders and instrument in the administrative instructions on discipline and professional standards. Meanwhile, those suspended officers have been ordered to turn over all government properties, including badges, uniforms, ID cards, boots, and details from identifying with the LMP while undergoing their suspension to avoid further embarrassment.
The first thing, they were cautioned to bring in all government properties, including the badges, the uniform, and they should start identifying themselves as police officers until they serve that 1 month. And the fact that they have been suspended and they have brought everything, of course, they will not be able to operate as a police officer. Because when you are operating as a police officer, know that you will be in your full uniform, your ID cards, because there will be a point that people will ask you about your ID card. I know you can interact with police officers most of the time, even if they stop you. What do you do? We ask them for the ID cards and others, and they are identified. But this time around, they have been told to bring in all government properties, including the badges and ID cards, the boots and other things, so that while serving that time, the period of 1 month, the suspension time, they will not be embarrassed further. The suspended officers are Patrolman Teddy RC Bronner with ID number 6351 and Patrolman Gabriel Flomo ID number 6017. And the 2 officers were assigned at the Zone 5 Base Police Station in Lofa County Detachment, respectively. What they did, contravene Section 6.1.3 abuse of power and Section 6.14a disobeying lawful orders as enshrined in the administrative instructions on discipline and professional standards of the Liberia National Police.
The political advisor to President Joseph Boakat, Mandela Cohort, has emphasized the crucial role of the newly arrived buses in Liberia's transportation network, making them as a significant part of a presidential initiative aimed at enhancing public transit. Madam Cohort noted that while only 2 buses are currently on display, a total of 300 will arrive soon, intended to boost trading services, attract investment, and provide affordable transportation, reflecting the President's commitment to practical improvements for the citizens.
We're here reviewing and taking a look at the new buses that came in. His Excellency, upon his ascendancy to the presidency, declared he was going to move Liberia in the right direction and making life simpler for our citizens. And so this is one of the initiatives that he had mentioned. And so, here we are standing directly in front of the buses. They arrived over the weekend, and we are here. We are celebrating the fact that our president is a person who talks and he takes action. And so we're here with our partners who brought these buses in for the people of Liberia. And so we're very excited. So today there are 2 samples of the buses, and we will have a few more buses coming in over the next few weeks. We're not going to thrive too much on donation. We're here to make sure this country can survive on trading services and goods to our people. And these are investment. This is investment. And our colleagues are here, our partners who brought these buses in. I'll give him a chance to say a few words as well. Yeah. Oh, the president is very excited. He's currently in a meeting. That's why he's not down here. But he's very excited to have seen these buses, and we're all celebrating them action today. This is a great day for Liberia. The people of Liberia no longer have to stand waiting for one pepe or keke. But if you can afford the bus, you get on the bus. And the buses are very affordable. As a matter of fact, the president is very happy to provide things that are affordable for us. Oh no, there are fleet of buses coming. This is the sample. These are the samples to show us, the people, that this is what they're going to receive. Over the next few weeks into months, there are 3 deliveries dates. And these are some of the buses that will be delivered. So at the end, we're going to have about 300 buses.
Lower House Press Director Robert Haynes details legislative reform forum success, emphasizing budget increase and global insights. Appearing on our sister station Monday, Robert Haynes, Director of Press at the House of Representatives, underscored the significance of the Legislative Reform Forum of the 55th Legislature, supported by the Liberia Election Observation Network, emphasizing its role in election monitoring and enhancing government accountability. Director Haynes noted that the forum provided a platform for discussing budgetary matters and new revenue streams, such as increasing the budget from US $692 million to US $738 million, showcasing efforts to identify new revenue sources. He further highlighted the inclusion of international participants in the forum who shared valuable insights into legislative processes, build proposals, and parliamentary debates reflecting globally relevant practices. Director Haynes also stressed the importance of effective employment within the legislature, aiming to ensure that individuals can perform their roles effectively through coordination between committees and international relations.
This is something that I said to you. This forum was being sponsored by donors, and to have it on the aspect, mind you, you have your institution right here called ECOWAS Radio, which is a regional radio station. If you chose that, look, you want to have, I want to have some conversation, and you're getting other people involved, you want to go somewhere and to have it uniquely being done, right? You want to have it uniquely being done, and this is the reason why we have this group called Leon. Leon is involved is made up of 4 civil society organizations in Liberia, and so they do election monitoring and stuff like that. And so we also had them. The many days they criticize government institutions and so forth like that. So the legislature under the Gabon House Speaker J. Fonati Kofa told them, let's also have these people coming from the civil society coming in here with this forum, and let's have some conversation going forward. It's one thing to always to criticize. But again, for instance, we in the legislature enacted the budget. We enacted the budget. Like I said some time ago on your show here, the budget was submitted in the tune of 692 million. There were efforts being made by the legislature, and the budget and new revenue streams were being discovered, and the budget passed at 738 million. Because the first one submitted, everything was on recurring costs. The issue of fire outbreak in our country, of course, our year again, I told you, there was additional funding added to fire service. There were additional funding added, 3 million added to the Ministry of Agriculture. So these efforts being made by the legislators, are they something where people will, because we were having these civil society organizations that just criticize, I mean, you want to be able to look at where efforts are being made and be able to pat people on the back. We have facilitators coming from outside of the country.
On that note, this is how we come to the end of News Live on Voice of Liberia 104.1 in Moroville and other frequencies in Margibi and Bone counties. But before we take leave of you, let's bring you the recap of our top stories. IMF mission evaluates financial aid potential in Moroville as Liberian government stresses key economic reforms for extended credit facility compliance. President Joseph Boakai relieves Dr. Julius Sawolo Nelson as president of UL, appoints Dr. Hassan Conten as acting president, and the political advisor to President Boakai, Mandela Kopa, underscores the importance of the new buses in Liberia's transportation overall. For more news, you can log on to www.forceofliberiaradio.com or follow us on Facebook with keywords Force of Liberia. I am Mafila Kamara. Good afternoon.